Today's video is made possible by Audible.com. Audible.com has over 150,000 downloadable titles across all different types of genres. For your free book, head over to audible.com/tomorrow. Welcome back once again to another edition of Tech of Tomorrow, and some very cool things have been happening at this year's GDC. In fact, Intel has made some amazing announcements about some of their new products. Now, they have three things that they're really pushing at this year's GDC. The first is all new software for their all-in-one line. That's right, you guys know the all-in-ones, things that have everything in it. The monitor, everything, you just touch the screen and you go. The next is this new Intel Ready Mode. That's right, Ready Mode technology. So it's going to be pretty trippy stuff, and you're also going to get 4 new enthusiast-based overclocking products coming out this year. So without any further ado, let's jump in and let's talk about all this stuff that Intel's releasing at this year's GDC. Now, folks, before we jump in and talk about those first few things, let's talk about how Intel is really trying to evolve the desktop. Like, they're really trying to do a lot of things by pushing their AIO technology, making it a lot better. They're also trying to explore much more into the enthusiast segment and probe out new areas, where PC stuff is generated. Because over the years, it's changed. We started off with a giant PC like the one behind me. Now you've got things that are basically the size in your hand that'll do everything a PC would back in the day. You start out with a small monitor, giant PC, then things evolved a little bit there. You've got bigger monitors, smaller PCs. Now you've got the NUC from Intel. You've got phablets, tablets. You've got all these different products out there for the mobile segment. I mean, Intel's really exploring, and they want to do more in this area. They really want to see, okay, what's going on with the desktop? Because you guys know, almost everybody has a standard PC. So that kind of market, it's really sort of dried up. So Intel needs to expand and find other areas to get your attention. And they're really going to be doing that in 2014. First off, we're going to talk about all of the new software applications that are coming out for the AIO, which will help you interface much easier with that product. AIOs are expanding as well. They have a whole new series of these ones coming out. Some even sit flat. They're giant screens. They look amazing, and they're going to be great to interface with. Let's right now talk about some of these new software applications that are going to be coming out. They're geared strictly for the AIO and for you. Here in this next screen, we're going to show you how Intel perceives their journey to reinvent the desktop. You can see from 2009, 2010 era, all the way to 2014, 2015 plus, that Intel has a roadmap that they're going by. And you can see from this screen that they're doing some different things. Like I said previously, there are 12 new PAIO multi-user, multi-touch applications being released. In total, there's over 170 applications. They're going to have a lot of different stuff. Wheel of Fortune, Snowflake Entertainment. You guys can see all these things that are out there. Home Interior, Holly Clock, Chubby Kings and Penguins, that one's interesting sounding, Parking Frenzy, Holly Golly, Prankster Planet, plus all kinds of other things, Film Nubus. You guys can see from the screen there's just a lot of new stuff that's coming out, including some stuff from Ubisoft, Sony, and others. So this should be some pretty interesting stuff, making the AIO much more accessible and, like I said before, user-friendly for you. One of the really key areas that Intel's seriously been pushing, though, as of late, and you can see they're really going in this direction, is the NUC, the next unit of computing. It's a very small little box that contains all kinds of killer stuff in a very small area. Now, these things are geared for those people who need to save space, but still have powerful little computers to do stuff with. And Intel's going to be expanding upon this market quite a bit. You guys all know everything's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So possibly in the future, Intel's going to have a computer that's basically, the size of a watch with all the power and everything you see in a total desktop. The NUC is a pretty cool thing. If you're a person right now and you're looking for something for your home to be your interface or anything like in your living room and stuff, this is really awesome. Also, if you're in an office, you don't have a lot of space on your desk, these things are quite amazing. They're even going to have wireless technology where you could actually have this thing hooked up, have a wireless monitor, you could have wireless keyboard, and really a totally wireless environment. Think about that. That'd be really cool. So you walk into your room, you have none of these cables, none of the stuff in your way whatsoever. You go in and you can interface with it automatically, which we're going to get up to next. They're talking about this new Intel Ready Mode technology. Now, this Intel Ready Mode technology is going to be used for a bunch of different stuff, but really key stuff is going to be based inside of your home. You'll be able to actually walk inside your home, and your camera and everything that you have that's connected with this will automatically be awake. So you walk in the house, all your pictures, everything that you want downloaded will automatically be into this thing. Also, with ready mode technology, it'll actually make your computer use a lot less electricity. It's kind of like this super duper advanced sleep mode. It's like really smart technology. It allows your computer to go in this like little mode where it's like totally sipping electricity. That's what they call it, sipping. So it's like a little teapotty. How was it? It was divine, dear. And that will be pretty cool stuff because right now, it seems like as far as the processor going super fast, 5.0 seems to be kind of like where it's like at right now until they invent something new. That seems to be where the speed barrier is. So they're going in different directions, power saving being one of them. Like these things can be used actually even on a boat for navigation. They could be used in all kinds of different areas now out in public. That's what they're trying to push. You could walk into some place and with your technology, that bar could actually know what you like to drink. You go to the library, they'll know what you want to do. Like, I guess for some people, this is kind of a touch here. This might be a privacy thing. I didn't really think about this. So if you like value your privacy, you don't want to share anything, you could be like, oh, I don't want that. But I really think the future and the way things are going is it seems like everybody's like just going to be sharing everything. So when you walk into a place, it'd be kind of cool. You walk in and then Charlie the bartender already knows that you, Bob the guy, you want a drink and this is the drink you want. You go somewhere to get something, they could know your favorite. Picture this, you're on your way to go to the restaurant. You have your phone, your smart technology, you click and you interface with that restaurant, they have your order automatically ready for you. You don't have to call in, interface with anybody. I know some people don't like to make the phone call. Go, hey bro, call that in. Oh no, man, you call. I don't want to call. Guess what? You wouldn't need to call anymore. So that's pretty interesting stuff, at least I feel. Here I'm going to show you guys a screenshot of some of the ways that Intel feels that they want to take the desktop to small spaces in new places. They have areas for your games, in the coffee bar, in your home, on your car painting, on a farm, energy generator, cross-site collaboration, on your bar, point of pour, like I was talking about before, getting your drink, on Wall Street, and then Intel's last thing, everywhere. So basically you would be connected around the world wherever you go through your smart device. I think that in itself is really cool. And the home thing, would be cooler. Come in, walk into your home, automated technology, have your dinner cooking and everything like that. Ooh-wee. I'm thinking that sounds good. Now we've gone over the NUC. We've talked about how Intel is trying to do all these things with the small computer and all this stuff. But now let's take a look at another shot that they showed at the GDC, which talks about some of the other areas that Intel really wants to touch upon. These areas include the touchscreen, voice assistance, 3D depth camera, no password interfaces, wireless display, amazing battery life, HD displays, and Intel's Iris graphics. By now, many of you have probably heard about Intel's next generation of graphics. This is their new Iris. Now, basically, Iris is built onto the processor just like AMD's APUs. Now, AMD has been really aggressively hitting this mark, but now we see Intel also aggressively entering the onboard market. So they're going to have their own high-end GPUs on their CPUs very soon, and this Iris is the first stepping stone block in seeing that happen. As far as the desktop goes right now, Intel has 4 key areas that they're working in. They split them up into different groups. They have the very top of the group, which was the extreme. Then they have the performance, the mainstream, and then entry level. When the beginning of the video, we talked about introducing some brand new things for the overclockers. Let's jump in and let's talk about some of that new stuff. So like I said in the beginning of the video, Intel is releasing 4 brand new overclocking processors. The first of these is going to be the Extreme Edition. This is the new Intel Core i7 Extreme Edition processor. It's going to feature 8 cores, DDR4, and it's going to be on the X99 chipset. Pretty badass stuff. The next CPU is the unlocked 5th generation Intel Core processor with the Intel Isis Pro graphics embedded. Now, this is an unlocked 5th generation core processor, codenamed Broadwell, for desktop on Intel 9 series chipset motherboards. For the first time, bringing Intel Isis Pro graphics to the desktop socketed unlocked processor market. It's also going to be based on the new 14 nanometer process. So that's pretty cool. Also, later this year, Intel celebrates 20 years of Pentium processors by having their anniversary edition. Now, this is going to be an unlocked processor that features their new QuickSync and will work on both the 8 and 9 series chipsets. So that's really cool to work on both the older boards and the newer boards coming out. And it's pretty cool to see Intel celebrating 20 years of being in the processor business. Last but not least, we see another unlocked 4th generation processor coming out from Intel later on this year, codename Devil's Canyon. It's an evil processor. It's supposed to have improved thermal dynamics. You know, it's supposed to work on both the 8 and 9 chipsets boards as well. Not a lot of details out about it, but hey, it's the last of the 4. And like I said, they go all the way from the top all the way down to the bottom. One thing though, before I bounce out of here, I want to give special thanks to Audible for making this video possible, for supporting the channel. Now, I don't know if you guys know what Audible out there is, but audible.com is really cool. If you don't have time to sit and read books all the time, but you still like the information in them, audible.com allows you to actually listen to the books. Now, Iron Man is a book by Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, and it's really cool. I don't really have a whole lot of time to read, but this is just something cool. Iron Man talks about the very beginnings of Black Sabbath, you know, all their drugs, their debauchery, all the crazy things that they did to become Black Sabbath. And Rolling Stone actually called these guys the Beatles of heavy metal, and I kind of agree with that. Black Sabbath to me is the birth of true heavy metal, and being able to listen to the book through audible.com is actually really cool. If you guys are interested in that, I'll have that down below. I know a lot of my fans out there are totally into the heavy metal and stuff like that. You guys can actually jump in and you can get this for free right now. So you guys can go over to audible.com/tomorrow, begin your little trial membership, and you can get this Iron Man book by Tony Iommi and listen to it for yourself. So for all you folks out there that are looking forward to new Intel products at this year's GDC, they've released a lot of news, all the way from new stuff for their AIOs to a whole bunch of stuff for their desktop reinvention, to having their ready mode technology, to the end 4 new overclocking processors that are coming out from the top to bottom on their SKU list. Hiya for those folks. So that's pretty much it, folks. Exciting news from the people over at Intel. If you guys like this video, you guys know what to do, and down in the description below we'll have a full article with all this information as well, if you guys like to check out more information on this. So I'm Eric. Thanks for watching Tech of Tomorrow. We'll see you guys back here for more tech tomorrow.